everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Brawlbots Series 3. Tonight, we have a very stacked fight card with some robots actually returning from the first episode. That's right, already getting their second fight done, meaning that they'll only have one left. Such as Galaxy, the very powerful full-body spinner, the 7th seed, taking on Rusty, a new Axe bot coming from Battlebots and coming in their new form that they were supposed to use in Battlebots, but weren't able to due to weight restrictions. But now they've sorted all that out, and now they're here in Brawlbots, and they're debuting their new design against Galaxy. Then, of course, we have other fights where we have some returning robots that we have yet to see in this series, such as Bulldozer taking on Team Battlebots. Team Battlebots, a 4 cluster bot quadrio, I guess? I don't know. And Bulldozer, the very powerful and durable lifting scoop. It'll be interesting to see how they play around a cluster bot team. And of course, we have our main event as always, which is Need for Speed, a robot that has been making itself a name in the other competitions besides the main one. And Blacksmith. Blacksmith is the
18th
seed, and it is a very powerful hammer axe-style robot from Battlebots, and also very durable as well. Both of these robots, very, very strong and durable. But of course, we have our first fight of the night, so without further ado, let's not delay and get into it right now. And of course, in our first fight of the night, we have Viper, a robot that is relatively new to the series and is yet to participate in the main series, but Viper is a very powerful and durable rear hinge flipper. And then of course we have Chopper, who we saw get obliterated by Afterthought in episode 1. And they are back looking to cause some destruction, hopefully pick up a win for themselves. They are the 12th seed, so they're definitely not to be taken too lightly, but it'll be interesting to see how they perform against Viper. But now, without any delay, let's get the first fight of episode 3 started.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Well, here we go. Chopper getting up to speed, getting a good couple of hits on Viper's front wedge, but oh, Viper getting a good flip, and that's actually bent Chopper's Shremek pole already, meaning that they will not be able to self-right without some assistance, and there they go. They got some assistance from Galaga. Chopper now up to speed again, getting a solid hit, but Viper retaliates again with a flip, bending it completely backwards, and now the Shremek pole facing forward. Chopper able to self-right at least, but not sure how much durability is on that pole as it bends back again. And now Viper bringing it over to the wall. Chopper is not able to self-right without that pole, at least by itself, and now flipped over yet again. Viper is just bullying it around the arena. They've actually lost a part of their wedge. Galaga gets another good hit, and Chopper, it seems to just be getting thrown all around the arena. Their pole is sticking straight up. Viper has taken some damage, though. It looks like their flipper wedge has actually been ripped off. So that's going to be interesting. They're still able to knock Chopper down and send it into Galaga again. Viper really using the hazards of the arena to their advantage here. Speaking of, bringing Chopper over to the pulverizer now. Oh, and the Shremek pole bent. Oh, and there it goes, snapped off. Well, Viper, now all they really have to do to win is just flip Chopper over, even though they could have done that before, and just left him there. And there goes part of Chopper's body, and Viper getting some good damage with the pulverizer and Galaga, missing their flipper wedge, but still managing to get Chopper out of the arena. Good job to Viper, picking up their first win of this season against Chopper, the 12th seed, I believe. So a very solid opponent, but Viper takes the win, so congrats to them. Chopper, unfortunately, falling to 0-2 as our 12th seed. Not very impressive.
Cease.
Well, an excellent fight. Viper was able to flip Chopper over multiple times. Chopper's hits Few and far between, but it definitely seemed to do something as Viper's flipper wedge slowly came off, but didn't seem to stop Viper, and honestly, Viper was just playing with its food. It was able to flip Chopper over many times and had bent the Shremek pole multiple times, meaning that they could have just left Chopper for dead, but they kept on feeding it to Galaga, and eventually were able to just rip off part of the body with the pulverizer, rip off the actual Shremek pole, and then just flip it out of the arena, even without their flipper wedge. So, yeah, it seems like Viper is definitely one to watch out for. Chopper, on the other hand, falls to 0-2, so it'll be interesting to see if they can even pick up one win. They are the 12th seed, but who knows, it could have been a fluke from last season. But anyway, it's time for our second fight of the night between the 7th seed of Galaxy taking on the newcomer of Rusty. Let's give him a warm welcome and get him in the arena. And there they are. Galaxy, the very powerful full-body spinner, and the 7th seed looking to wreak even more havoc against Rusty, who we all know and, well, some of us love and some of us hate because too many people love it. Rusty is, of course, wedgeless, so it could be interesting for them against Galaxy. However, they are a very durable machine, even though they were built in a ranch somewhere in the middle of nowhere. But either way, time to see who is going to be taking the win.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
And Galaxy now immediately up to full speed. Rusty immediately getting a solid hit with that front that front end of Rusty. Not really a front wedge. Galaxy has torn off both of Rusty's side panels now. And now, but Rusty has Galaxy in the corner, gets a good axe blow. But now Rusty has to turn around again. Galaxy gets hung up on the floor, it seems like. Or at least they hit something. And that's a massive hit, and Rusty gets sent onto their side, and that seems to be a bit of a problem, as Rusty doesn't seem like they can actually get back over. Well, this is awkward. I think Galaxy's plan is to just leave them there for dead. I mean, I suppose that's a good idea. Rusty is a pretty durable machine, so Galaxy's just gonna let them sit there and get counted out. Rusty flailing their axe all about, but they cannot do anything about being on their side, as their treads don't actually touch the ground like that anyway. So, yeah, Galaxy is going to be your winner, as now they get a good hit after Rusty has been counted out. Rusty laying there on their side. Hydreigon coming in to get a couple more attacks onto Rusty, trying to Uda it at, and not quite able to get it over the wall. Hydreigon now just gonna try and flip it out in the corner. Can't seem to. Well, Rusty is, still alive, at least to some degree, as they fired their axe. But Galaxy is your winner, so good job to them. Oh, and sending all of Rusty's armor panels flying around. But your winner is Galaxy by KO.
Well, a very interesting yet short fight. Galaxy started off kind of slow, actually. Seemed a little sluggish around the arena, got hung up on the arena once or twice, but eventually they were able to just do what they do best and hit Rusty for all that they were good for, and got Rusty stuck on their side within about 3 hits, I believe. Rusty was eventually counted out. Galaxy got 1 or 2 more big hits on them. Hydreigon got a little bit of a flip on them, and Rusty just sat in the corner by itself. So, your winner is Galaxy, improving to a 1-1 record now. So, congratulations to Galaxy for getting their first win. Rusty, unfortunately, gonna have to try to do the same in their next fight. But, speaking of the next fight, it is now time for Cobalt to face off against Big Nibbler, the 6th seed, taking on a newcomer. Let's see how this goes. And there they both are. We have Big Nibbler, of course, our 6th seed. The vertical spinner and lifter combo, similar to Whiplash. However, Big Nibbler did come first, so there is that. They are the 6th seed from Series 2, so it'll be interesting to see how they do against this newcomer, Cobalt, who has already made a name for themselves in Brawl for the Belts, as they won the Covenant title, I believe. And, well, that was their first fight here. They have shown up on Battlebots, of course, before, and they are a very terrifying machine over there. So, it'll be interesting to see how they perform here. And, without further ado, let's see how they perform here.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Well, here we go. Vertical spinner meta. Let's see what you got. Big Nibbler and Cobalt already getting some, getting their spinners up to speed, but not able to get a good hit. But there, finally, Cobalt breaks the ice and gets a good flurry of blows there. And Big Nibbler hasn't gotten any with their spinner. A massive hit from Cobalt, flipping them over. And now Big Nibbler is going to have to respond. Oh, and one of their forks is broken off. That's not good. That's going to affect their ground clearances. Oh, Cobalt with another massive hit, sending Big Nibbler straight back into the corner, as now both of the forks are ripped off. Well, Big Nibbler has no ground game to speak of anymore, and that is really not good for them, as Cobalt's ground game, on the other hand, is extremely impressive, as we've seen in Battlebots, and now getting some really good hits again. Oh, my goodness. And oh, and there goes his side panel, courtesy of the Pulverizer. Big Nibbler getting torn apart here in the first minute of the fight. Big Nibbler seems to only have one side drive working now. I mean, I'm not surprised, as one half the robot is basically gone. Or actually more like a third. But Big Nibbler has sustained some serious damage here. And now Cobalt sending them into the wall again. Oh, and that's Big Nibbler out. Big Nibbler. Well, they tried, but Cobalt was simply the better vertical spinner. So good job to Cobalt. They get the win, improving to 1-0 in their first season of Brawlbots, but not their first fight here, so I suppose not extremely surprising. Big Nibbler, the 6th seed, didn't do all that much, to be honest.
Cease.
Well, a very dominant performance from Cobalt. Big Nibbler tried to get a hit or two in, but it just couldn't seem to get underneath Cobalt. Cobalt really seems to have that ground game nailed down, as they're very small and compact, yet they pack a huge punch. So, definitely one to look out for. Could be a dark horse of the competition. Now it's time for our 4th fight of the night. We have Bulldozer taking on the 14th seed of Team Battlebots. How Team Battlebots seeded up this high, I don't know. And there they are. We have Team Battlebots, of course, in the red square, and of course they are indeed the seed. And, yeah, we got all 4 of them out there. We got Witch Doctor, Tombstone, Bite Force, and Bronco. And, of course, we have Bulldozer, the very powerful lifting scoop, with a new addition, a Shreemack, finally. Robots are starting to learn that Shreemacks are very important to have, as Bulldozer can't self-right without it. So, could be useful, as 2 of the robots on the enemy team are able to flip it over. So, without further ado, let's see who is going to be taking the win and improving to 1-0.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Well, here we go. The fight is underway. This ought to be a chaotic one, as we have 5 robots in this fight, 6 if you count the house robot. And now Bulldozer taking their aim at Bronco, possibly one of the most effective of the 4, and now ramming Bite Force into the corner, taking Bronco with them on accident. And Bulldozer seems to have flipped Bite Force and now puts them back down. Now going back after Bronco. Bronco actually gets underneath them this time, but not able to flip Bulldozer over, as they're too heavy, it seems, for Bronco to flip, or at least easily. But now Bulldozer flipping them over as well. Got Bronco pinned against the wall, possibly able to Uda them? Not from there, it seems. But now going after Witch Doctor and ramming them against the wall. And now going after Tombstone, and now giving them to Hydreigon. And Hydreigon, my goodness, sending Tombstone nearly out of the arena. I suppose it is a 4th of the weight of normal robots, so I suppose maybe it's not that hard, but my goodness, still a massive flip. And Bulldozer has flipped Witch Doctor over. And that's not good, as Witch Doctor can't self-right. And now Bite Force actually taking Bulldozer over to Hydreigon's corner, but not able to capitalize, unfortunately. But now Bulldozer gets Bite Force into the corner, and now hitting them with the Pulverizer, and some good hits there. Is now Bulldozer trying to get Bite Force up and over the wall. Can they do it? It seems like they're trying. Not quite able to. They are a lifter and not a flipper, but there we go. Gets them up, get them over the wall, and Bulldozer's actually been flipped, but that Shremek coming in handy. Hydreigon pushes Bulldozer back, but not much more happens there. And now Bulldozer pinning Bronco yet again, and Tombstone is now trying to flip Witch Doctor back over, and actually succeeds. There we go. Tombstone succeeds with a little bit of help from the screws, and Witch Doctor immediately gets flipped back over. Well, all that hard work for pretty much nothing. But Bulldozer trying to lift Witch Doctor out of the arena, but not quite able to. And now changing their target to Tombstone as they ram them into the Pulverizer. You can see Witch Doctor is stuck on their face, and some massive hits from the Pulverizer. But now Bulldozer going back after Bronco and putting them into Hydreigon's corner. And that could be it for Bronco. Yes, it is. Bronco thrown out of the arena by Hydreigon. And that means, I think, Tombstone is not moving. Witch Doctor is stuck. Bite Force and Bronco both are out of the arena. So that means your winner is Bulldozer by KO. A lifter rammer kind of combination robot takes the win. Well, congratulations to Bulldozer for beating a seed and taking their first fight by KO. A very impressive showing. That Shremek came in handy at least one time. But good job to Bulldozer going to 1-0, and our seeded Team BattleBots falling to 0-1.
Well, a very long and drawn-out fight. Team BattleBots really didn't have much to do to Bulldozer, as Bulldozer was too bulky for Tombstone or Witch Doctor, the two spinners, to really do anything, and it seemed to kind of just bully Bite Force and Bronco around, both of them only getting one good attack. Bite Force lifted Bulldozer up for a little bit, shoved him into a Hydreigon's corner, where it didn't even do anything, and then Bronco was able to flip Bulldozer over one time, but really didn't have any consequences as that new Shremek came into play. If it didn't have the Shremek, it would have been lights out for Bulldozer. But they did, and Bulldozer pick up their first win. So, congratulations to them, Team BattleBots already falling behind. But now it's time for our main event between Need for Speed and Blacksmith. Blacksmith is a seed. They are the
18
seed. And Need for Speed, well, not a seed. There's a lot of Eads in this. But Need for Speed, not a seed, but they have been making a name for themselves in the outside competitions. So, let's see how they perform against a veteran such as Blacksmith. And there they are. We have the powerful hammer of Blacksmith looking to slam it down on anything in their path. And of course they have that very durable wedge. Need for Speed, on the other hand, with their very low and pointed wedge, looking to, well, kind of just ram Blacksmith all around the arena. And of course we have the mini-bot out there with them to help them self-right, because they cannot do it on their own. And for the final time tonight, Galaga is going to be our house robot. So without further ado, let's get the main event underway.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1.
And here we go with the main event. And now Need for Speed's mini-bot going after Blacksmith and immediately getting flipped over. Need for Speed actually gets a good ram, though, pinning Blacksmith against the wall, as now Galaga gets a good 2 hits onto the back of Blacksmith. But now Blacksmith pushing back against Need for Speed, and Need for Speed flipped on their side, and oh, and that's their wedge broken off. Well, Blacksmith is pretty much, as long as they don't flip Need for Speed back over, won this fight already. Not a good look for Need for Speed, as they've already been made pretty much helpless by Blacksmith. My goodness, that was just a showing of complete and utter dominance, and now Blacksmith gonna feed them to Galaga. However, if Galaga flips them back over, it would be pretty funny. Nope, just sends them into, well, not the corner, but against the wall, and there we go. Blacksmith now putting them into the corner. The Pulverizer getting some good hits. Blacksmith's getting some good hits. Need for Speed just getting hammered down by Blacksmith and the Pulverizer. The Minibot is upside down helpless over there. And Blacksmith hammering away at the bottom. Need for Speed pretty durable, so it seems to actually be withstanding these hits. And now getting fed to Galaga yet again. Galaga trying to get another hit. And sent over into the corner yet again. Back over into the gulag, as we could call it. And now Blacksmith... oh, sending Need for Speed up and out of the arena with the screws. Blacksmith putting on an utter domination here as now Galaga, oh, destroying the Minibot and chasing down its remains. Well, Blacksmith, an absolute showmanship of a performance here. Need for Speed absolutely destroyed. Hopefully we'll see them do better in their next fight, but Blacksmith going to 1-0, so congratulations to them. Need for Speed. Ooh, big L on their part as Galaga flips itself over with the Gyro Force. Blacksmith, your main event winner of Episode 3, so congratulations to them.
Cease.
Well, a very dominant main event. Need for Speed go basically one good ram in, and then it was curtains. Blacksmith was able to very quickly flip over its Minibot, and then it just flipped Need for Speed over and broke off the wedge, fed it into Galaga a couple times, broke off some of the back bits, threw it into the Pulverizer, eventually rammed it out of the arena with the screws, giving the assist. So, your winner is Blacksmith, so congratulations to them. But that is all for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So, yeah, goodbye.